Hi everyone. I wanted to share my experience with the noisy power steering pump on my H3 that I eventually found the cause to be a blocked oil filter, which I didn't even know the car had. It started gradually with the noise, the whining noise on the power steering pump. Eventually, it got quite loud, where even when you start up immediately, the noise is there. At first, I thought it was just a faulty power steering pump. Checked online. I bought one of the aftermarket pumps that were available. It came with the pump only, without the reservoir, but it was easy to unclip the reservoir and fit it onto the new pump. Put the new GM pump on. Problem was still there. So I thought it's possibly the oil that had degraded and was too thin or thick and causing that issue. So I drained the oil out of the entire system, flushed the system with new oil, and then refilled it with new oil. Started up again, problem was still there. Then I read somewhere that it's possibly air bubbles within the system, so the system needs to be bled. Jack the car up to remove weight of the front wheels, and then you turn from complete left lock to complete right lock like 10 or 15 times until the system bleeds out. And on the reservoir, or in the reservoir, if you look in, you can see bubbles coming out as you're doing that. So that was a good sign. I thought maybe that would solve the problem. Again, dropped the car down, fired it up again, nothing. Still, the problem seemed to be worse than it was before. But through all this process, it sounded like the pump was getting no oil, like zero oil. Therefore, it was whining. If I looked into the reservoir, I could see the oil height was still absolutely high, but the noise was still there. So I thought maybe there's a problem within the reservoir, because that was the only thing that I didn't change through the two pumps that I changed, because none of these pumps come with the reservoir. You can't buy the reservoir brand new, even from GM, so you have to keep continually using the old one. Eventually, I removed the reservoir and cut it apart, only to find that inside the reservoir there's a filter that obviously filters out the particles of metal or whatever is coming through the system as the car ages. But I mean, really, how do you even change this thing? How do you flush it out? Those type of things. But you'll see in the pics that I have a photograph of what the reservoir looked like, or what the filter within the reservoir looked like. It was completely blocked. You can see on the top portion of the filter, I just kind of used a screwdriver and scraped at it, and you can see the amount of gunk that came out of it. So I then went back to the websites again. It was very difficult to find a brand new reservoir because couldn't seem to find it on any of the websites. But eventually I managed to find one. I bought two just to check what a new filter looks like, because maybe it actually wasn't the filter that was causing the problem. So on the first one that I bought, I fitted it onto the car, bled the system again, filled the oil, and the problem was completely gone. So it actually was that. I took the second one, I cut it apart just to see what a brand new filter looks like inside there, and you can see in the photographs where the old filter and the new filter side by side within the reservoir. But I mean, what a strange thing to put a filter within the reservoir that you can't check, you can't flush out, and you can't even buy the reservoir, not even from the agents. So yeah, I hope this would assist. I think if you were really in a jam, you could soak it in petrol or a degreaser type of thing, so that the debris on the filter can be loosened and removed, and then you can try using that again. But obviously, ideally, it's better to use a brand new reservoir if you can get one. So yeah, I hope this helps. It was quite a long, painstaking process to fix this, but eventually we did, and immediately the problem was gone, and it's now running for a couple of months without it. I mean, without the problem, so it's still running fine. Thanks. Hope it helps you all. If you have the same problem or similar, cheers. Bye.